What's up, everybody? I'm Hoser.
I'm Jerry.
And this is Keggercast.
Yeah!
Jerry is a local comedian and pastor for the Church of the Remnant?
Remnant Church.
Remnant Church in El Centro. And we're lucky enough to have him come by after his sermon today, have a few beers, and just have a conversation.
Nice.
So, hey, thanks for coming along, Jerry.
Thanks for inviting me. This will be fun.
Yeah, I actually met Jerry, and I'm not sure if you remember, but we coached flag football for the County South.
Yeah.
Back in 2010, I think it was.
Wow.
We met in the championship.
That's been a while. Who won?
You guys did.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, won by like one score. Yeah.
Then I don't have to hate you. Good.
The Ravens against the.
Oh, the Ravens.
We were the Ravens.
Yeah.
And now we were the Patriots.
You know what's funny was the undersheriff came to that game, and our jerseys had a bird on the front of them. And so my guys that were playing the outside, I would always have them square up, and I say, when a runner comes at you, show him the bird, show him the bird. And the undersheriff thought was telling him, flip him the bird, flip him the bird. I said, no. So from then on, and I kept yelling at my outside guys, stay home, because I think you guys ran a lot of sweeps.
Yeah, we did.
In that league, everyone ran sweeps. And so I would tell him, stay home. So he'd see me for like 2 or 3 years. The undersheriff would see me in the hallway at the sheriff's office and say, stay home, Godsey, stay home, show him the bird.
You have at least one combination coming up? Or?
I have two. I have, they're bringing in John Christ, who's a Christian comedian.
Oh, nice.
He's on YouTube. Well, he's a pretty funny guy. And so 95.3 Edge, the Christian radio station.
They're Aussie?
Yeah, the YFC does.
Oh.
They're bringing him in, and so I'm going to do about 7 minutes that night. And then on the following Friday or Saturday, whatever May 11th is, I'm doing Gringos de Mayo.
Yeah, that's the one I knew was coming up.
Yeah. So I'll be down in the valley a lot.
Not to harp too much, but I don't know if you know that there's a typo on there, because basically it's saying that the Gringos own de Mayo, because it's Gringos apostrophe S. De Mayo.
I didn't do the poster. Well, we do own the Mayo. Or the Mayo belongs to us. Actually, if you say it that way, it's probably the Mayo.
That's right.
Because the Mayo belongs to us white guys.
That makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, Melina said, I need a talented gringo. I said, well, I'm a gringo. I'm not sure if I'm talented or not. So,
No, you have some good stuff. I think you do.
I appreciate that.
And I think it's also interesting that you're a pastor that doing this. I think you're the other group of comedians we have locally. We can't even say you're really clean.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the pastor.
Exactly. I'm the only one that doesn't drop the F-bomb.
Yeah. He doesn't cuss, but his jokes are still pretty dirty.
That's good. I had that one set where I talked about poop a lot with my kids, and I thought, that's too much poop talk. So, yeah. But you know what? It's well, and the joke has always been that they say my sermons are a joke anyway. So no, but I've always wanted to do stand up and just never really got an opportunity. And so that first contest they put on, the one at La Fonda, where I almost fell off the stage. I checked it off my bucket list, and I had no idea how much fun it would be. And so I just kind of kept doing it.
It's addicting, isn't it?
It really is. And I get a chance to get out there, and I don't have I use a lot of humor when I preach, because I learned a long time ago that when people hear the joke, years later they'll remember the funny thing, and then the truth that came along with that will come along with it. So I've always been, I try to be funny during my messages.
And also, that's a good way to keep people awake in church.
Oh man, I can't find it anywhere in the Bible, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it ought to be a sin to be boring in church. Oh. And I have been a couple of times. There've been a couple of times I've been in the middle of a sermon and thought, man, I really need to end this thing because this is not going well. But invariably, that's when people come and say, oh, that was really good, Pastor. Okay, are you just not used to good preaching, or did you fall asleep and miss some of this? Because it was pretty bad from where I stood. So that's fun. And then I write that column for the Ivy Press called The View from the Pew. Okay. And I try to be funny in the first part of it, but then I always have to try and tie it back to a lesson of some kind. Sure. The funny part's always the easy part. Sometimes it's trying to bring it back to the lesson that makes it difficult. But I've been writing that for, golly, almost 20 years, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I have a website that has my columns on it. I've got a book on Amazon.
What's your website?
JerryGodsey.com. And from there you can find all things Jerry Godsey, even things you don't want to know about me are there. And there's I've got a book of my collected columns on Amazon, which sounds really cool to say I've got a book on Amazon, but it's really not. I think I've made enough of my book. I think I can supersize a McDonald's. I think that's how many books I've sold. That's not many.
That's one supersized more than I sold.
Exactly. Well, there you go. See, my book. Yeah, the book's called The View from the Pew because that's my column. So yeah, it's in there. It's try to be funny. I think I'm funny, and every now and then I'll say something. My wife will say, "That's not funny."
Oh, trust me, I think that's true about all comedians, girlfriends and wives.
Yeah. Like the one I tell is, I've been married 36 years. That's true. It's 5 of the happiest years of my life. And my wife hates that. She hates it because I tell it in church. I use that in church, and she says, "No, you've been saying 5 years for a long time now. It should be getting better." And I tell her, "You're right. It should, but it's not." So yeah, she doesn't like that necessarily.
So, when did you say the first show was going to be at? I know you said May 11th was
the other one. The John Chris show is May 8th.
May 8th. Oh, okay. So, just a few days.
Yeah, no. So I'm here. I'm driving down for that, and then I'm going to turn around and drive back on. I think it's Friday night or Saturday night for that other one. And then I drive down Sunday for church. But it's fine. It's not a bad drive. It's straight.
Yeah.
So that makes it easier.
How long a drive is it?
About 45 minutes,
Oh,
depending on how many people from Arizona I get behind. I don't know why people in Arizona don't understand that the lane closest to the middle is for if you're going fast. It's not for, hey, this is my God-given right. I'm going to drive in this whether you like it or not. My thing is, I think they ought to just stop at the Arizona border. You got Arizona plates in your car. You have to stop at the border and get an Uber. And then a California driver will drive you along the streets in California, because you're not really used to that. We'll see. I don't think that's going to work. But.
I work in San Diego during the week. I come down here on the weekends now, and I was surprised how many Arizona plates I come across.
It's a plague. It's a plague. I mean, it really is. It's like pestilence. You know how in the Bible they talk about the cloud of locusts that came by? We have cloud of Arizona drivers, and they get next to each other. Or when dune season is going on, you get behind the dune dummies, and it's a motorhome pulling a big trailer full of Lord knows what, and doing 55, and then they try to pass each other. Dude, you're doing 35. You're not in a hurry, even if you get past this guy. So I get to face that on the way home.
That's like Arizona drivers are to Interstate 8 what Mexicali drivers are to Walmart parking lots.
Oh my gosh. I got behind a guy coming today. I thought I was going to be late. I got behind a guy today that had nowhere to go and all day to get there. He just driving slowly. Sparky, get out of the way. Yeah. But I'm not the world's most patient guy.
Were they like 85 years old?
No, he was some young guy, but he had the gangster lean going, And like, dude, you're driving like an 82 Explorer. Just get out of the way. You're not even driving a nice car, but he's got his cool shades on. He's got the lean going. Like, nobody's impressed by you. No guy in an 82 Expedition. No chick is going, oh, I got to have him. No, it's not happening. Just move out of the way. Golly. Making me crazy. I'm going to take a hostage or something.
Take a hostage. Sorry.
She likes my jokes. I don't know what's wrong with yours.
Oh, Jerry, you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm crying over here.
that show you're doing with, what was it, the first one?
John Chris.
John Chris.
Yeah.
Is that one being put on by the church or
by Youth for Christ. Youth for Christ. They have a radio station.
Okay.
And in fact, the worship leader for my church runs their radio station. And then my co-pastor runs Youth for Christ. So that's how I get involved in this stuff.
And where's that show?
That's going to be at Christ Community Church.
No Central?
Yeah. Tickets they had a VIP experience that sold out already. And then I think tickets are $20 pre-sale and then $30 at the door.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
And the VIP experience had like a dinner or something with him?
A meet and greet at the beginning or something, which I'm not paying $30. I think it was $45. I mean, John's a nice guy, I'm sure, but I don't really... Like $15 to shake your hand and stand with a herd of other people. Like, oh, that was special.
Wait, you have to pay to get into your own show?
No, they better not. They better not charge me. They better not charge my wife either. I don't know what the order is going to be for the Gringo de Mayo. I know I'm opening up the crowd on the John Chris deal, but it's me. Michael Blackstock's going to host, and Bill Hodge. And you can't go up more different than me and Bill Hodge. Yeah. So, and then this guy Alex Schwartz. I think it's Eric. Eric Schwartz. And I can't tell if he is Mexican and has a Jewish name, but he was like holding up a bottle of Tapatio in one of his pictures. You know, and instead of you hold a bottle of Tapatio, you can hear a grito. You know. Okay. So I have a distinction when we do shows together. I'm usually the only one that is, for the most part, well, I am clean, but but then I'm also the only one that doesn't use Spanish. Yeah. Because I don't know much. I know enough Spanish to get in trouble, but not enough Spanish to get out. Yeah. So I did 10 days in Nicaragua on a missions trip, and was able to do enough to kind of, survive. Like I could find my hotel, and that's about it. But the problem is when you ask somebody a question in Spanish, they speak Spanish back to you really fast. Yeah. And you're like, I don't know. I'm lost. Just use your fingers.
So before they sent you on that mission, they didn't give you even the crash course and
stuff? Oh, no. No, what we did, we went down to Nicaragua.
No, God will be with you.
Thankfully, we got to work with the local pastor and a local missionary. But they sent us down there and we toured all of these schools. It was really cool. I stood in one place where I was on this floodplain where just like 6 months before there had been 2 whole villages and they got wiped out by a flood and by a volcano. Look down inside a volcano. I looked down inside an active volcano when I was there. Really amazing. So yeah, it was kind of a weird experience. So we're driving around and I make a remark because all the horses in Nicaragua are skinny. They're little skinny guys. And so I asked the driver, and I got him later for this. I said, why are all the horses skinny? And he said, it's the opposite of why all the preachers from America are fat. I said, why is that? He said, because all the horses do a lot of work and don't get much food. And I said, oh, and the preachers get a lot of food and don't much work. He said, you said that part, I didn't.
No, it's like when I was in Bosnia, I was in the army.
Wow.
And I never seen such skinny cows.
No, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, if it comes down to who's eating that, it's not the cow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
so the only type of steak you guys have is beef jerky or what?
We raised cattle up on the ranch, and I don't know if you heard about that, I got bucked out of a trailer. Yeah, I ended up in the emergency room.
I saw the picture.
Yeah, and so, nice. When the guy came out to kill him, I wanted him to wing him a couple of times. Can you wound him? Just to let him know. And he said, no, it ruins the meat. So, but he made good steaks.
Clock him with the butt of the rifle first in the face.
Oh, yeah. Normally when I'm on the ranch, I carry a gun. I got a .357 Magnum that I fill with snake shot. If my gun had been in the truck that day, I would have killed that cow, and they'd have had to just come get his rotting carcass, because I was furious at him. Golly. But I got my revenge. I ate his porterhouse last week. It's like, hey, you know what? He was mean, but golly, he was good.
Did he have a name?
Nope. You don't name the ones you're going to kill. He was number 37. Goodbye, 37. You tasted great.
You should take a picture of you with the cow leg.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
That's
a great idea. This guy came out with a truck and shot the cows or the steers and then hung them up and took their skin off. It's really fascinating to watch.
Wow, I've never seen
that. And then you eat them later and you think, man, that's good.
Did you keep his skin as a rug or something?
No, he actually keeps the skin. That's part of his charge for coming out. Yeah, he sells them, makes belts and stuff. Yeah. No, I would have laid him out on the carpet, and my dogs would have chewed him up and eaten him. I didn't see a cow in real life till I was like 14.
Oh, wow.
Because I grew up in LA. Oh, yeah. So our ideal wildlife was stray dogs and cats and stuff. So yeah, I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up in South Central LA. Yeah, so it was a nice place to be from. I moved down here my sophomore year of high school, went to Central. Yeah, it was a good place to get away from. Yeah, I got mugged like 2 weeks before I left. They stole my bicycle. Wow. Yeah, they actually ripped me off my bicycle and took it, and I went, I can't wait to get out of this hell.
So So you got Central, and you heard about like North Side, East Side. You're like, these guys aren't shit.
You know what? It's so funny. When I went to the sheriff's office, I ran the crime scene unit for the sheriff's office and retired from there.
Oh, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. I've had a weird life. I mean, I've taught school. I've done a lot of weird stuff. I've never done any of it well, but I've just done a lot of stuff. But I'd get there and we'd go down to Calexico and these guys, hardcore gangbangers. And I'm thinking, you guys wouldn't last 10 minutes in my old neighborhood. We were right next to Watts. These guys would, they think you're, yeah. You know what? Come to LA, Sparky. We'll show you. Yeah, no, not good. Not good for them.
I don't think any local gangbangers would even survive in Mexicali right now.
Oh, Mexicali's rough. Yeah. I haven't been to Mexicali since my kid was in junior high. My youngest son was
I think my kid was in jail.
No. Thankfully, he missed that. No, he was in junior high playing Pop Warner football, and he just turned 31.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I just have no reason to go down there. They said, "Oh, you got great tacos." Well, we got tacos up here.
Yeah.
There's Taco Bell up here. I don't need to go to Mexicali for tacos. And you're never sure what's in them.
That's weird. So you work crime scenes and stuff. You ever been with like the coroner when they do that?
Oh yeah.
So is that stereotype you see in shows where the coroner is eating a donut while talking over dead bodies? Is that true?
Pretty dark. Nobody eats in there. It's actually against the law in California to eat it. But they have brought in pizza to the outside, and that's the one. I got to draw a line there. That's the one thing I couldn't do.
That's too much.
No. I always wanted Chinese food. After autopsies, I wanted Chinese food. I swear to you, and this is sad. After you do a burn victim, you're hungry for like Famous Dave's or something. It doesn't make any sense. It's just wrong. I'm sorry if it's your relative.
I'm in the mood for barbecue.
Oh yeah, because that's what it smells like. It smells like brisket. Like, oh, that's just bad.
I know that you say your church is like more relaxed, and it's not obviously your typical church. It's more.
Yeah,
based on what I know of you and what I've heard, what you said, to me it sounds like a stand-up comedy church.
It is when I'm preaching. There's two pastors, and so like I didn't speak today. My co-pastor spoke today. I'm preaching Easter Sunday, and then we have two totally different styles. Like I wear shorts to church.
I remember you telling me I was up in shorts and chains.
I came right here from church. I'm wearing shorts right now. In fact, I wore this shirt today and was like, "Why are you dressed up?" I'm wearing shorts.
I was actually gonna make a joke about the way you're dressed.
Yeah.
Wait, damn it, you came dressed up.
Yeah, I did. I came dressed up. Usually it's like a short sleeve bowling shirt or something. But it's by design. The church was started for people who don't like church. Because everybody's got a horror story about church. I have a horror story about church. And I was raised in it. But that's where all the horror stories come from. And so what I tell people is, forget everything you think you know about church and come visit Remnant. We don't take an offering. Before I started the first church I started, this is the second one. Before I started the first church I started, I did a lot of research. Why don't you want to come to church?
So are you like a founding member of this church?
I am. I'm one of the founding pastors. Yeah. And that's nice because we set the tone. We decide how things are going to be. So it was nice. But I asked a lot of people, and I didn't ask Christians. I asked people who didn't go to church. Why don't you go to church? Okay. I don't want to get up early. It starts early. So we started at 11 o'clock. I mean, you can't get up by 11 o'clock. Good Lord. Okay. And then they said, they're always talking about money. So we never talk about money. We're not afraid to talk about money, but we don't take an offering. And so if you come on, we've had people come and be there a couple of weeks and say, hey, I'd like to give. Do you guys have? Oh yeah, there's a box right there as you come in. You put the money in there if you want.
So they use just like a donation box.
Yeah. And it doesn't say donations on it or anything. It just says it's just a box.
Yeah.
It's just a tip box. Tip your waiter. Try the meal. But we just decided, and then they say, oh, you have to dress up, and everybody judges you. So you walk in the church and the pastor's wearing shorts. You realize, I'm dressed okay. So as long as you're not naked or in your pajamas, you're probably dressed for Remnant. And so it kind of, some people kind of got the idea that we maybe watered down, the preaching and stuff. No, we didn't change the message. We just changed the delivery. And so my co-pastor is a great teacher, and he's really phenomenal. I'm more of a cross between a teacher and a preacher, and I've got, so I use a lot of humor and stuff. So does Jeremiah. And it's great for the church because they hear two different voices. And so we're doing, like right now we're doing the book of John. And And then every year between Mother's Day and the end of summer, we do a family series. So we've done things like 1 year. The problem with Remnant is there's no adult supervision. There's nobody to tell us that's probably not a good idea. So 1 year for the family service, we had a bunch of new people in, and they didn't know anything about Christianity or anything about like the sex side of Christianity. And there is a sex side of Christianity. It's not just don't. Okay, there's other stuff there. There's good stuff. And so we did a whole series called "You Can't Say That in Church," and the posters were of a guy and a girl with duct tape over their mouths. 1 year we did awkward family, and so every Sunday we did pictures from awkward family photos.
Oh man,
have you seen that? Oh, it's hilarious.
The website, right?
Oh yeah. And then 1 year we did "Love Stinks," the old J. Gal band song. Love stinks, and so you probably have to pay royalties now for that.
Yeah, first ever J. Gal band reference on this show.
So all the sermon titles were song titles, and we played J. Gal's band, and then last summer was F-bomb. F is for family. That family is not a 4-letter word. And so this year we just introduced it today. And so it's got a picture of this family sitting around talking, and they're just so happy, which nobody's like that. And they're eating, and it says the perfect family series. And then it goes to the same family pointing their fingers at each other, and the mom screaming at the kids.
Family.
Yeah, the imperfect family. So we have fun with it, and we try to make church relevant. If you come into Remnant and you walk out and you say, well, I just wasted an hour and a half of my life. Why? We wasted your time. Yeah. So the whole idea is for it to be something that when we're done, you walk out and you say, I need to chew on that for a while. And it's been good. Our Easter Sunday is April Fool's Day. Oh, yeah. We started the church on April Fool's Day.
Oh wow!
So this is our 11th anniversary. Oh. Yeah, it's the longest I've ever been in church.
So this is the first time the anniversary lands on Sunday.
I think so. It may have happened one other time, but the fact that it's Easter
and April Fool's.
Yeah, our first. No, I take it back because our first Sunday was on a Palm Sunday. So I was working at the sheriff's office. I may be the only pastor in America that has processed a vehicle for rape evidence. Okay. Then on the same morning went and preached the very first message in a brand new church. Wow. So yeah, I have a weird life. I really do. I've been on scenes where someone will come up to me and say, "Oh, you the guy who writes that paper in the column? That column paper? Yeah, I read your column." Okay, well, I'm like in the middle of a homicide. Do you think maybe we should maybe talk about that later? I walk through the jail. Guys from the cells are like, "Hey, Godsey, nice column." Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's just weird. I just have, there's places where my life intersects. You think, that's odd.
So the name Remnant, is that something religious? Is there a religious connotation to that?
Yeah, there is. The Bible talks about there always being a remnant, always that even if all the Christians they have, there will always be a small part, and that's kind of what remnant means. So I was late to the beginning of the church. There were two guys that put it together, Jeremiah and Chris Nunn from Christian. Yeah.
So remnant means like small.
It means like a leftover piece.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I said, why did you name all people are going to think about is we're leftover carpet. Because you can go to Gordon's Carpet and buy remnants. And so I wanted to change the name, and they didn't. And so then, because I was like the last guy in, and then we started. It's remnant. Yeah. So
that's why I asked you that other church.
Yeah.
There was a different religious.
It started. It started with that, and there was a place in Ezekiel which really didn't tie in with the word remnant. The place in Ezekiel where the dry bones and he says, can these dry bones live again? Okay, that's great, but it doesn't really tie into remnant. It'll call us bones or something. But
to me, just the way that the church is, it makes sense. It's like the people that are left over from the regular religions that don't want to go to regular church show up here.
And we've had a lot of people come in, and it's been real freeing for them because they have such a bad connotation of church. My parents made me go when I was a kid, and I hated it. Well, my parents made me go to Dodger games when I was a kid, and I hate them. No. We always say that about church. We don't say that about anything else. But yeah, but a lot of churches have done it themselves. You know, you get in there and some guy's gonna lecture you from the pulpit. I don't ever want to sound that way. I always want to sound like, you know what? Look, man, I'm going through this too. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. Here's what God's doing in me. Maybe it'll help. And it rings through people's lives, you know. But some guy to stand up there and say, well, I'm perfect, and if you're, you know, bless God, if you would just do things the way I say, hallelujah.
So if anyone that happens to be watching, you would be like 5 people.
Yeah.
Want to go to Remnant Church? What days and what's the address?
Sunday mornings, 7th and Orange in El Centro, 11 o'clock-ish. It drives me crazy. We don't start at 11, and the first couple of years that we had it drove me nuts because I was always taught, you know, late is rude. And
You're white, that's why.
Yeah. So but you come, get coffee, eat a donut, stand around and talk, and then about 11:15 the band starts playing. So we got a great band that plays, and it really, you know, I've been in the ministry almost 40 years. This is the most fun I've ever had, and a church ought to be fun. If it's not fun, why are we doing it?
No, I agree. Because I think that's one of the main things that turns people off from religion.
Oh yeah.
How boring it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I've heard guys. Oh man, I've heard guys that they stand there and they got a monotone voice and they're gonna tell you about Jesus. Dude, shut up. Yo, go become a mechanic or something, because you're not helping anybody. So yeah, we try to, like I said, I try to mix things up and have a little bit of humor in them, and it makes a difference. It's gone well.
Yeah, because, you know, like, my dad is like a non-practicing Catholic.
Right.
My mom is a on-again, off-again, Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
So of course I'm in therapy.
Exactly. But you know what? But that's the thing. I mean, everybody has a horror story of growing up and churches that were ugly and this and that. And you know, knock on wood. Our church has never been that. They don't know how to fight, and that's great. We don't have a board, so it's nice. You know, I guess because I pastored a church once that was deacon possessed, not demon possessed, deacon possessed, and I was glad to leave there. I kind of got the reputation of being a troubleshooter guy. So I would take these churches that had long years of decline and bring them back, and usually stay about 2.5 years, because by the time I was done, they hated me, and I was ready for them to leave. Leave me alone. No, just to do that, you got to change things, and nobody likes change. Yeah. Everybody hates change. I read the story of a pastor that moved the piano one day. He moved it like 4 feet, and they said, "You can't move the piano. You know, God Himself put it there." So what he did was he just moved it like 1 inch a week. He took the long view. You know, I don't have that patience. I'm not that. I would move the piano and say, "If you don't like it, suck it." You know, and that's. But I was pastoring in Delano, and we had a picture on the wall of the foyer, and there's a picture of Jesus, and obviously somebody's family painted it because it was ugly. And Jesus had these really weird monkey hands. And I thought I had been there like 2 or 3 months, and I thought, I got to get rid of that painting. And as I'm standing there watching it, one of the little ladies in the church walks in. She stands in front of the painting. She turns on the light above the painting. She takes a hanky out of her purse, wipes it down, and I thought, I'm never moving that painting. It's going to stay there. For all I know, it's still there. The only way it's ever moved is if she died and all of her friends died, and that's the only way. And I found out later that her husband painted it right before he died. Oh yeah. So I hope when I get to heaven, Jesus doesn't like, hey, you know, you make fun of my hands, and that's the way. No.
Oh, you know what would be worse? If when you die and you show up and Jesus said, "I gave you all the signs to take the damn thing down."
You should have taken it down. Nobody wants to see you like that.
I don't have monkey hands.
Exactly. I get to heaven, I got a lot of questions. For you. I want to know why cockroaches. I want to know why God made men and women so different, and then the Bible says the two become one. Like, is God laughing at us? What is that guy that wrote "Men are from Mars, women are from Venus"? He's wrong. Those planets are not far enough apart. They're just not. My wife, I had to learn early that my wife, when she would tell me something, like she would say I have a bad day at work or tell me something bad, I would try to help her fix it. That's not what she wanted. She just wanted me to hear it. That makes absolutely no sense. If I call you and say, Leo, I've got a problem with my carburetor. I'm not just, poor Jerry, I feel bad for you. No, get your tail end over to the screwdriver and help me fix that thing.
Sorry to hear that, Jerry.
Yeah. Oh, poor Jerry. No, get over here and help me. By the way, carburetor is French for leave it the heck alone. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, I think I get a title for that book would have been like, women are from Earth, men are from Pluto because they don't really know if they're a planet or not. What are we? Do you love us? Do you not love us? Do you need us? Do you not need us?
They do not belong in the same solar system even. Yeah. Yeah, I love my wife, but I don't always understand her. And after 36 years, I'm like, okay, I'm never going to understand that, but it's the way it is, so it is what it is. I hope she's not listening to this, by the way.
You're just looking it up, Trevor. Oh, not even my parents listen to this.
That's great. Don't worry about that. That's funny.
Well, Jerry, it's great having you on the show.
Thanks for inviting me. This is fun.
I forgot to say it earlier. Rolling Rock, we're still looking for a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Or Rolling Rock's competitors. Either one. I need money.
You can reach literally tens of people.
Well, let's say one. Let's be honest.
It's obviously not your mom or dad.
I'll reach ones of people.
I'll watch this episode just to see how stupid I look. Don't watch it. Like, why did you say that? You're such a moron, Jerry. That's great.
So, Jerry won't join me in tonight.
I'll say part of it.
Going off. But thanks for watching. Till next time, shut up, bitch! Thank you. Thank you, Jerry.
Oh, it was fun, man. That was fun.